All right, I'll let everybody get over here. I'm going to work with some alcohol markers on craft plastic today. I may work, well, yeah, that's what I'm going to work on. I was going to say I might work on the bunny, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. Hi, Joycey. Hi, Shauna. I'll let everybody get. If you're watching on the recording, you might want to fast forward just a little bit. This is a live stream, and I am talking to people in the chat. So I'm waiting for everybody to get over from Janet's. So I picked several markers. I'm going to do a pink, purple, green is what I was leaning towards. I might use blue. But what I wanted to do is, I'm not sure which pink I want to use or which purple or green, because sometimes they bleed out to secondary colors. So I was going to swatch some of the markers. I also was going to tell everybody, I put this distress stain in one of the bottles because I thought I could use it like the alcohol inks. And it does kind of work like the alcohol inks, but it doesn't dry on the craft plastic. It smears. Does that see everybody how it's come? I was trying to put the gold on it. I worked on it in Kathy's stream. And then I came back and I can move it. Like I can take alcohol and it'll go down to a blue, kind of a teal, and I can move it with the alcohol, but it doesn't dry like the alcohol inks. So I think it's a water-based. So I guess I was thinking it had alcohol in it. It's dye-based, but it's, oops, sorry. But it's alcohol-based. So I'm going to end up putting it back in the dauber bottle. In the land of, don't know what I'll use it for necessarily. And I'll have to find the lid for it later. But what I'm going to do in this bottle is, I have a little of this, but I'm going to take this Art brand, and I'm going to put that green in there. And then I'm going to add alcohol to it just to dilute it. So I'll get a lighter version of the original. So it's very similar in color. It is a little greener, not as olive. It's a little darker, but it's good. I like this bottle better. It's not full strength, but it does come down to a very similar color as the peeled paint. It's a blue-green. So I'm going to do that because I'll probably use that today. Hi, Kat. Hi, Joan. Hi, Elaine and Eileen. So what I'm going to do, let me just get this out of the way. We'll come back to it later maybe. So I have the markers in the order that I swatched them. This is this side, which is I mean, this side, the pinks, and then I have the other side has the purples and the greens. Because what I want to do is I'm going to take the alcohol. I'm going to put more in this bottle. And I'm going to blow it out with the air compressor. And this is 91% alcohol. Don't buy the 70%. It will not work. Hi, Lena, if you're lurking. Oh, well, that is not what I intended to do. That is funny. Funny, not funny. All right. Let's put that on there and let that dry. What I wanted to, main thing I wanted to do with the swatches is I wanted to see how the pinks separated. And what I didn't want a neon pink. Like that second one went more neon. The first one I like. The second one I'm going to get rid of because it went a little more neon than I wanted. All right. Let me put a paper towel under this. All right. And I'm going to put a little on these two. I didn't want flamingo pink. So I'm not going to use this one. This one's a possibility. I kind of like it and where it's going. I might use this for my purple. It's more of a mulberry. But I don't think so. I think I want a richer purple. So I'm just trying to eliminate colors and choose a palette. Because what you see when you put a drop isn't always what you get when you add ink. So I think I'm going to use those two for the pink. Now let's flip this over. I'm going to go back to this first purple and second purple and add, the purples need more ink. I also have an eggplant, which I may end up using. This is an ultramarine. I kind of like how it dries when it spreads out. It's a little on the bluer side, so that's, see, that's a definite no. That's too mulberry. I still like the first one best, so I'm going to use that first one. Now I'm going to go to my greens. All right. Second green, I'm not sure about. Let's do the one we just mixed. Okay. I think the first one with that liquid is kind of fun. And I like it with the purples. So I think I'm going to use the deep olive. This is grass green. I don't know. I like it too. I guess I'm going to go with the grass green because it's not as yellow. All right. So that gets the 3 colors. And then I'll probably use some eggplant. And maybe shadow gray. Okay, so let's, and I'll save this scrap and make probably like a bookmark or something from it. All right, so I am going to start with moving the pink. This will get shortened, but I don't know which side I like best. We use a mixture of these 2 colors. All right, and I'm going to work one side at a time. Yeah, I save it and I usually use it and add to it, and then I'll usually make like a bookmark. I want that pink to go all the way out and be kind of wispy. Okay, that's pretty. It's very the look I'm going for is that kind of silk, like it's layers. I'm gonna turn this one because it's easier for me to manipulate the ink with the air gun. Hi, Janice. Oh, cool, Lena. I think that's pretty for a start. I like the fingers. It's kind of looking almost octopus-like, or jellyfish, I mean. Trying to soften the sides over here. I want it more organic. And I will say that I find this easier to use than this. This works great if I want to like dry like a whole area and I want to get it to dry. Now I am getting some good ridges that I could put some foil. So let's get the copper, I think would be pretty. Or the rose gold. I want to see. I'm going to go with the rose gold because I think it'll be more subtle. And it should hopefully just go on those lines. I may not get a whole lot. I just got very little. This is still a little wet, so I want to dry some of that just a little more. It is harder to get the buildup of the ink with the markers than it is out of the bottles. You get darker pigment from the bottles. Okay, y'all probably can't even see that. It's so very little, but I didn't want a lot. I wanted it to be very soft. All right, and I am going to take an alcohol ink pad. Yeah, I like these two colors together. In fact, today when I take a picture, I'm going to do what some of the others do. Is I'm going to take the caps and put the caps in my picture so it shows. So I remember what the color palette was. So I know kind of exactly what I used. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is the purple. And I think I want to do the purple in along next to one side of the pink. All right. Now I'm going to put ink along. I may just work in sections just to have more control. Okay, and I'm trying to push the purple and the pink together in some areas and kind of blend it. So now I'm going to put the alcohol on the other side because I want to push some of that purple back the other way. Let's go up. And this dries, it looks more mulberry than it dries. All right, and I am going to come in with some shadow gray, I think, if I can find it. There it is. And I think I'll come in with some eggplant also. Okay, not sure I liked that very well, so I'm going to pull some of that back. I'm just lifting some of it, and I'm going to come back in with my original ink. I'll have to do the same thing over here, even though I wasn't wild about it, because I'm trying to replicate it. All right. I'm going to turn this. I'm going to tell you what's going to show up really well is a metallic here in a minute. This may take the metal really well. Let's see. The purple marker is ultramarine, and this is shadow gray and eggplant. Oh, that, like, see where that picked all that up? Now the question is, can I duplicate it? I think I need to soften this. And we'll clean this up. The splatter, that's what I like about the craft plastic, is it is easier to clean up. The green's going to go in here, so I'm not going to worry too much. The green is going to go in here, so I should probably stop and start over here. Now, can we get it to do the same thing over here? Okay, that's a start. Let's keep going out. I like the blend of the pink and the purple. Okay, so now let's add a little bit of the shadow gray. In there. And I added some alcohol ink to that. I'm just trying to kind of duplicate my process. And then I added the eggplant. I want to get like 2 beads. Okay, and then I blotted it. To pull it back. Then I took the marker. Whoop. And I added right down the middle. Yeah, shadow gray is but I ordered it. Oh, shoot. I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. I ordered it separate as an individual, but it might come in the big pack, but I ordered it individual. Okay, I kind of got a ridge going there. Let's come on this side. All right. I'm not getting the ridge I want over there of ink. So I'm gonna add ink and then I'm gonna move it with a brush. To get more of a ridge. Okay. Now let's try the foil. Oh, that did good. All right, and I want to soften this a little. Okay, so now let's add green. In. Okay. I thought I had 2 greens out. I just went with the one. I guess we'll add a little of this to darken it when we get it where we want it. All right, so I'm going to add ink. Kind of. Put the eggplant up. On the outside. Okay. That's the purple. I don't know if I like the addition of the green. I mean, I like the green and the purple, and I like the purple. Maybe we need to minimize the green and go more blue. I'm not, this doesn't have to be an 8 by 10 either. I mean, it could be an abstract landscape if you look at it this way, with very little green. Let me get a 5 by 7. Matt. There's just, if I go with part of it. Yeah, like the landscape. Okay, so let's work. I'm wondering, we either need some darks in here or some blues. I'm kind of leaning towards some Prussian blue. And then back to the green. Because I think that will mix well. I am going to cut. Hi, Jillian. I am going to cut this in half. Or off. We'll do something else with this piece in a minute. And we'll make this one be a finished piece. Okay, let's add alcohol ink in there. I kind of like that because it's going to give it more depth. And then let's come in with the green again here. And the lighter green for the bottom. Okay, I want to take some. Clean the brush. And just apply some ink in places where I want it. Most of this won't show. All right, then let's take a little bit of that darker green. I think that looks kind of like, to me, it's like grass with some water, there's some mountains, and there's a sunset. I have the rose gold in the mountains and the sky, but I don't think I want rose gold in here. Do we want pewter is what I'm thinking maybe. It's very fine lines. There you go. Okay, see, it's very little metallic. So essentially that's what it would be finished. Hi, Beth. I like it. All right, so I think I'm going to real quick take a pen and very quickly put the numbers on the back of the pigments. All right, I'm going to lay it on a paper towel to kind of protect it. I'll see. 3, 3, 4, 11. Those are the sky. And then I have 320 and 47 is the grass, and the olive art is the dark. And then I use the Prussian blue, which is the 73. No, that was the purple. The Prussian blue is 69. That's the ultramarine. This is the Prussian blue. This is the .43 is the deep olive. .47 is the grass green. I don't know where I got the 320 is the there was no 320. What? I don't know what I was reading and I thought there was 320. 334 is the dark orange. And 11 was that kind of pink color. And there was shadow gray. and eggplant. That way I'll remember. Yeah, I have. I did it on my stream yesterday. Where were you, Eileen? We did it yesterday. Let me find it and I'll show you what I'll show you the piece that we put through. A second. This is the piece, Eileen, that we put the transfer gel on the other day. It's the craft plastic. And then yesterday we ran it through the laminator. The only thing I haven't tried is the translucent Yupo. Let's do this real quick. I have a piece of translucent Yupo. It's just got some stuff on it. Not necessarily stuff I like. It's got blues and greens and a little pink on it. Let's add some lemonade because Joycey and I like lemonade for a pop of yellow. And peach Bellini is also yummy. For a bright. Let's move that around a little bit. We're going to do a pick 3 tomorrow, Eileen. Okay, let's add some turquoise in here. Just trying to add something interest to the background. Because the markers on this were pretty light. And let's go a little lighter. Yeah, that's the pool. It's not the one I wanted. It's just more blue. This is the one I like, the aqua. that's interesting now. Yeah, we're going to do the pick 3. Pick 6 is too many with alcohol inks. So Kathy will use the new inks. I won't have the new inks yet. Okay, so this one's ready. We're going to we'll put a stencil on there in just a minute. And then I have another piece that we can foil that I'm not happy with. It needs something, but I didn't know what. So let's put the gel transfer through a stencil and give it a pop of foil. And let them dry today, and then we'll foil them tomorrow. So let me put the inks back. Okay, that's all right. I'm gonna put the markers back. And we'll worry about this other side. We'll figure out what I want to do with that later. I don't know. Yeah, we can come back to that. I'm just trying to make some room. And now this is the translucent Yupo. We want stencil box. I did like this because it had a variety of sizes. And so once you cut it up, you could get some big and some large. So I might use that on that one. On this one, I'm thinking more of a mishmash. Oh no, let's do the feathers. So let me see how this would work. If this were the feathers, let me get a bigger mat because I think it would mat. No, I'd have to use paper to go with a bigger mat. So maybe the feathers have to go this way. And we only do 3. I like 4. Could be that it gets cut down. I like the feathers. And I like the center. I don't like the edges so much. They can turn into bookmarks. They can, be scraps. I like the ink in the middle here. It could be cut to, and then, it could be cut down into like an 8x8 and resin on a panel is what it should be. Okay. I think I want a different type of applicator for this, to be honest. It's real hard to get smooth and even. Let's try. I'm going to try something different. Let's try a credit card. Like if we put the gel across the top, and then pull I'm getting a more even application of the gel because it's real easy to start pulling it out too. Okay, I did pretty good there. I think one of those catalyst brushes, I don't have a very good one. Could be a good option. Okay, so that's good on that end. Let's put some down on this end. I'm trying to keep the pressure even. Okay, that's pretty good there. Needs. It reminds me of when I've seen people do the chalk stencils. And you want to get a pretty good. Yeah, the feathers will be gold or whatever color we make them. Okay, that came out pretty good. The only thing I don't like is right here. There's a little. That feather's the only feather I got issues with. I'm just trying to smooth out. There was an indentation that I didn't like. We'll see. Yeah, the feathers will be whatever color. I might make each feather a different color. So we're going to set that to dry. It has to dry overnight. Okay, let's. I like the big and the small, so I'm actually going to do this one more random. and not so solid. And I'm going to stay more to the center because if I'm at it, that's where you're going to. Okay, so that works for over there. And then let's take a different stencil on this side just to get something different. Let's see. Let's try the birch trees. Okay, let's hit this other side. Maybe keeping it kind of pressed flat. Okay, I'm hitting some kind of chunks every once in a while in the gel. Something was chunky in the gel. Probably gel that got pushed back in on the edge or something. Okay, that's water. That in the water. This is sticky stuff. All right, let's pull that off. Okay, and then we'll foil those. So that'll end up being 2 pieces. All right, let that dry overnight. So that all has to dry overnight. Kathy did have luck with putting it on wet and then letting it dry. I did not. Okay. I want to spray these a little bit and clean these. I don't have a sink in here. I just want to get especially where it bulked up in a couple places. Okay, that one's pretty cleaned off. I'll soak it later. Let me get baby wipe. Clean this. Now, I haven't used it, but I also bought a foil pen. I'll show you that in just a second. It's probably pretty clean. And let's clean this third one. Try not to damage this. This is the first time I've used this stencil. And you can soak them in Murphy's oil. And you get it pretty much anything off of them. All right. That got the bulk of that off. The foil pen. I gotta stop doing that. I don't know where I put it. It looks like a pen that you write with. Oh, here it is. I haven't even opened it. It's got a nib. You could write a word. I just haven't. I haven't had a reason to use it yet. I would probably use it if I wanted to like apply foil to a certain place, probably. Let's go back to this. I don't want to add green to that. What do we want to? Let's add some yellow in here. Maybe a blue. You can dry, well, you can dry the craft plastic with the gel does dry shiny, but it's not sticky. You need a laminator called Deco Foil Transfer Gel. You need heat to make the foil stick to the gel. When it's dry, it is shiny but not sticky. So when it's dry, it is hard like a gloss gel. It is not sticky. You put it through a laminator. With like a piece of parchment paper. So you'd put your paper and then your foil and then run it through the laminator. But the foil is dry and it's not sticky. If it was sticky, you wouldn't need a laminator. I don't know if that was your question, if you're talking about something else. So. Okay, I'm gonna take the brush, clean it. Okay, I'm gonna take some alcohol on the brush and just sort of I don't want that yellow to move out. I want it to stay where it's at. In fact, I'm going to take some of that yellow on the table and add some alcohol and put it in some other places. That looks almost like a butterfly sitting on something. So the question is, what do we want to do with the purple? Yes, I believe you could do it with an iron CB easily. When it was dry. We can try my little quilt iron, now that I know what the problem was the other day. When I was trying to use it, I didn't have the little switch turned on down at the bottom. Maybe we should go to a purpley blue. So tomorrow we can take and do some of that try with a craft iron and then run the rest through the laminator. This is like a periwinkle lavender. We blend those so we don't get an awkward transition. It's a lavender, but it kind of dries more blue. Yeah, this looks like half a butterfly, doesn't it? So what I'm wondering is if I let this blue wisp out, lavender blue kind of color, and I even put some over here, I have an idea how we can go with, and then we can doodle on it, like, or I will doodle on it later. So that kind of gets that blue in the other places. So it's kind of like a sky. Let's come in with, this is Stonewash. It's a darker blue. Trying to get rid of circles, like obvious dots. Okay, so what if we take and put a brown in there for a branch where the purple and the metallic is? Okay, and then let's take the brush again. And let's let it soften and add texture. I'm just tapping in some darker color to give it kind of a bottom. Does that look like a branch? Yeah, the side view of a pink butterfly. That's what I'm going for. Okay. I'm going to add some more rose gold in some places. Okay, so doesn't that look like a branch? And then what I'll do is I'll come back in and we'll, with the black pen, I'll probably go in and find what I want to use as a reference from that butterfly book I got. I'll go in and look in here and I'll find something that I think fits it. I'm just putting stuff up. And we'll find something that fits it and it'll look like a butterfly. I don't think it's gonna. I might put a piece of paper behind it and put it in a mat like this. Because I don't really like it in the 5x7 and it's too small. So I might put it on a piece of pretty cardstock after it's done and put it in a big mat. I think that's probably what I'll end up doing. But what I'll do is I'll go through here and see if I can't find a good pattern for it. I might have to, well, I definitely have to like scan it and get it the right size. But there's all kinds of half butterflies and moths. Like this one has them going both ways. Because I don't want to draw on it. I'll probably work on tracing paper. And then when I decide what I want to do, use graphite. See, like this might be perfect, but flipped. So it might have to be like reversed. But I don't want to just freehand it. I want to take a piece of tracing paper and get my work area and then yeah, what I'll end up doing is using tracing paper and getting what I want sketched, and then I'll transfer it with graphite so I can see the Yupo but not damage it. So I can kind of know that my area that I'm looking for, because when I see, I can go in and know that my butterfly has to kind of fit. In this area. I'll know that's where the butterfly has to fit. But then I can sketch on it when I'm watching TV and erase and hold it back over the print and decide what I want. The paper will not go on here. The paper, this is just for me to draw. Then I'll transfer my drawing on here and do it in ink. Is what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying. Oh, no, because it will be white. Because there's a back behind this. There's white behind this. There's a white board. So it would just be white. So I want something that covers this opening. Now I could use white paper, but there'll be a white board behind this. When the person frames it, they could choose to do something differently. Like you could just take and get a frame that's the two pieces of glass that's clear and frame it that way. I see what you're saying for framing it. Yeah, that I don't worry too much about that. I kind of keep it basic. And then people can take it and frame it how they want to frame it. Because when I frame it, one, I'm not carrying glass to art shows because that's just too easy to break and it makes it heavier. If I pick the frame, that won't be the frame they want. So I find it easier if I just do a mat. They have options how to frame it. And I use a kind of tape in the back that they can remove it. Judy, you're too funny. The last thing I think I wanted to do before I go is I think I want to make, I'm going to put this aside so we don't get it dirty. I think I want to make a blue. I have blues that go purple. And then I have this pinata blue, which I like. But it's so strong. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to laminate it. It could be laminated. Yeah. I'm not going to laminate it, though. But yeah, I see what you mean. You could laminate it between the clear and then put it in the mat. But you would still see the white backing board. I'm trying to get a blue. This blue is really strong. So I'm trying to get a blue that is softer. I'm still got to put more alcohol ink in there. But blue, because this blue is very pretty. It's the pinata blue. But a lot of the blues that I bought from Ranger go lavender, go purple. So I thought I would use this bottle since I will say that's one of the things I like. I'm going to buy more of these. for mixing inks because I really like these because you can close it with the little lid. This set had the different gauges. And white lids. So when I'm done using the color, like this was the one that was from the eggplant. Just trying to clean that tip a little bit. But you have to clean the tips. So I think what I want to buy is more of these with the little, so that if I make a custom mix, or buy, that's what I put the bigger piñatas in. Because I bought the piñata, I bought big. See, I bought those big. But you can't work with those. Okay, so let's see what blue we got here. I'm going to need some more alcohol, too. Let's put, while we're shaking, I haven't tried this. That's the copper with the eggplant. Copper goes pink real easy. This is the back of a piece of scratch. So this is the eggplant with the copper in it. And my eggplant is diluted. Let's use a different source. Let's try some of the blue. See what we got. It's still pretty bright. That is super sticky. What I had on there. Like, watch. That's how sticky that is. It's still a light blue, but it's blue. It doesn't fade out to be another color. And I can bring it, I can lighten it. See, I like how it, I can't get it that light at full strength. And it's the Bahama blue. So that'll be a good addition. Joycey, did you get your envelope from me today? So, like I said, that's a piece of scratch paper, but it might turn into something. Oh, okay. It's just a little envelope. Just a regular size. That is super sticky. All right, I gotta clean the table up. What I ought to do is see if that mixed that I made that's not 91% would be good for cleanup. That's what I need to get it back out of the bathroom and put it in here to clean the table, because it would do that. Yay, Kathy. Were you able to turn your live link off once you got home? All righty. I guess that's it for me today. Got one finished. This one's finished. It just needs to be matted. Well, I got to seal it and sign it. But I think that turned out really pretty. And then we'll work on the butterfly one later. We'll laminate those tomorrow. And we're going to do pick 3 with the inks tomorrow at Kathy's house in the morning. I think either when you left Yardstream, I had to click like exit the stream. And then on YouTube, you should have to click done. So there's like 2 places, 2 tabs to close or something. You'll be able to tell when you get home. All right. Yeah, I got to clean up, get dressed. Bob and I are going to buy a new refrigerator. And then we're going to sell our old one because the ice maker doesn't work. And this is the second thing that's gone broken on that silly thing. It's a Frigidaire. I thought it would be a good one, but you can stream tonight, Kathy, and use them tomorrow. How about you don't do it yet because I got to go run an errand. How about later? Later, you could come on and swatch them. Because you do need to see before you use them. It is good to know what, like, to use them and see when they break down what other colors come out. Yeah, we're going to go to I think we're going to go to the Sears outlet and look at floor models that they have and look at a GE or an LE. And then once we get ours cleaned up, we'll sell it. I'll sell it on Facebook. And somebody will buy it. Oh, okay. Aunt Becca's going to test StreamYard. Okay. Well, we'll do it tomorrow. Eileen can just hold it. She can just wait a little while. Did you get yours, Eileen? Are yours in the house, Eileen? Mine is the labels created. It's not in the shipment. Mine is a label has been made, but I don't think it's been picked up yet. So it may not actually move from Joggles till tomorrow. Not yet. Your mail comes late. Yeah, and it is priority mail. But we did get 50% off the shipping. All right, guys. I'll see y'all later. I'll see you tomorrow at Kathy's. I'll set my alarm, Kathy. All right, bye-bye.